YouTube? It's your girl, officially Miss T. You are back with me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, if you already are a subscriber, don't forget to like and comment as well. But for my new people, don't forget to subscribe. I really would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. I promise you guys won't be disappointed, all right? So go ahead, hit that button. And don't forget to hit the bell notifications so you can be notified when I upload my next video, all right, y'all? All right, let's get into this next video. So if you already haven't been able to tell by the title of this video, or if you didn't read the title, we're doing an eyebrow tutorial today. I feel like the very first thing we need to start off with, if you are not an eyebrow person or you haven't been into cosmetics, beauty that long, in the makeup thing, you know, I think the first thing probably you should start off with is an eyebrow pencil. You can go to your local beauty supply store, get off Amazon, get you a basic beauty supply store eyebrow pencil and or eyebrow tinter. So I have right now an eyebrow tinter. This is from the Anastasia collection. What I will tell you guys about the tinters, the eyebrow tinters and eyebrow pencils, if you are a pale skin person, if you have a more lighter complexion, lighter than me, if you're like really pale or lighter than my complexion, I would definitely suggest dark brown for your eyebrows. Why? It looks better on the eyes. It's not too dark. You won't look crazy to me. If you don't mind, or if you like black eyebrows and not dark brown, go ahead. You can do black tint or black. You can use a black eyebrow pencil. That is completely up to you. But to me, personally, I don't think that black looks nice or appeasing to the eye on a lighter skinned person. Just my opinion. But if you want to, go ahead. It's all up to you. Also, if you are like my skin tone or like caramel in the middle, I would definitely suggest dark brown as well. Same thing. And if you are a more chocolate, dark skin young lady, then I definitely, or man, personally, I don't like black at all for the eyebrow pencil or tinters on any eyebrow. For me personally, I don't know, it's just something about the dark brown, you know, it's just something about the dark brown. Okay, so the next thing I would say is if you are trying to get your basic eyebrow pencil, you could just go to beauty supply store and get, I would suggest any one, to be honest. Most brands are really good. Like they have the LA Girl eyebrow pencil or tinter. I would recommend them because I'm more familiar with that brand and I know their products are really good and inexpensive. If you have a tinter or you're gonna use a tinter, I would recommend, I got my first tinter from Anastasia and this is the only eyebrow tinter I use, so this is what I would recommend because I know that it has a smooth texture, it goes on really nicely, it's easy to apply as well as move around and, you know, move it to where you want to put it basically. Next thing I would say is get you a eyebrow. Okay guys, I'm talking about eyebrow pencils, bust it up, you know. I clean my brushes very often, so like this is starting to wear away. I need another one because I had this one probably for about a year now. A makeup tip, guys, you should not keep your makeup for more than a year. You should swap out your makeup, your palettes, foundation, concealer, brushes, and even your beauty blenders yearly. Why? Just for cleanly reasons, and you don't want to break out. You don't want your makeup, because your makeup will make you break out. Makeup has an expiration date on that, if you guys did not know that. Your makeup expires. So just make sure you look out for that. and bacteria builds up on brushes and blenders as well. So make sure you clean your beauty blenders and your brushes often. Beauty tip number 1. I got my eyebrow stencil from Anastasia Beverly Hills collection. I don't know the name of this brush, but I guess you can just go into your local makeup store, Sephora, to be exact, and probably having a brain fart right now. The next thing you will need is a concealer. You need concealer when trying to blend and neaten your eyebrows. This also helps to clean up any mistakes you may have made, any dark blemishes on your face in general for makeup, but mainly for around the eyes. It helps. I'll show you guys in a few how to blend it out. If you are someone of my complexion, you can use this is the shade M21 by Pat McGrath Labs. See it? There you go. Shade M21. Yeah. I feel like my light is making me lighter, my ring light, but I'm like a shade darker than this color here. Like this shade is like a shade lighter than my actual skin tone. Like I said, the camera's making me look a little brighter than I am. I'm like a caramel, or like a light caramel, I would say. When looking for concealer, you're going to look for a shade or 2 shades lighter than your actual complexion. Does that make sense? So that would be the best type of concealer to try to find. If you're having a hard time finding what concealer you match with, go to your local makeup store, Sephora, Elf, even MAC. MAC is more on the expensive side. Sephora can be pricey too, depending on what you're looking for and what you want, but they have a variety of things, and it can be on the low end and it can be on the high end. The workers will definitely help you find your shades. A lot of them are makeup artists, so I recommend that. If you go to your beauty supply store, just try as best as you can to match it, and like look at your hand, I would say, or like get in a mirror and like try to get a sample and put it on your face and see if it's like a good match when you like, you know, play with it and then tap it to try to blend it out on your skin and see how it matches. Basically, that's the best way I can explain it. All right, I've been chatting a lot, but I know that there's a lot of people who are not makeup people, and I just want to explain those things to them. So yeah, now that you guys probably understand more how to get your materials to do your eyebrows with, now let's get into this video. Okay guys, so when you're going in to use your eyebrow brush and dipping it into your tinter, you just want to use the edge of the brush, the very edge. Dip it in slightly. You don't have to fill up the whole brush with tint. Why? Because you don't want to tack on too much onto your eyebrows, and then you have it too dark. So you ever hear the term less is more? Yeah, we're going to use that in this scenario. Less is more. When you're going in to set the tinter onto your eyebrows, basically you're just going to do small little strokes like I showed. Just gentle strokes. What you do to your right side, you do to your left, so that you try to get your eyebrows to look as similar as possible. When you're doing your eyebrows, you're going to hear the term a lot. You're supposed to try to make your eyebrows look like sister eyebrows, not twins. But yeah, the goal is basically to try to form your eyebrows to be as natural as possible to your actual eyebrows. And then once you feel like you have applied enough tinter, because you don't want your eyebrows to be too dark like I said before, you're just going to go ahead and buff them out with the brush. I'm just applying a little more to my right eyebrow because I felt like there was a little bit of a light spot in that middle area. But yeah, you go ahead and buff it out with your brush and just brush your eyebrow in an upward motion so that your eyebrows can look as natural as possible. Guys, I am going to go back in toward the middle of your eyebrow and my end, of course, because, well, it depends on my mood, but most times I just try to apply a little bit more tinter in the middle of my eyebrow because, you know, most times, naturally, the middle of your eyebrow is darker than the front and the very tip toward the end of your eyebrows. They're naturally darker in my opinion. So as you go in and outline your eyebrows, try to definitely stay along the lines of how naturally shaped your eyebrows are. Okay guys, so the reason I'm angling my brush the way I am is because I want to show you guys where your eyebrows should never really go past these angles of your eye. I feel like if they do, they're too dramatic. And I personally don't like that look. Now, if you don't care if your eyebrows are all the way long down your face, then that is totally up to you. But to me, I feel like the really large eyebrows look a little crazy to me. The ones that are extra long, I don't like that look. As you can see, when I start at the top of the eyebrow, I don't start all the way at the front. That is for a reason. That is so that your eyebrows are not too sharp. You don't want them to be unrealistic. So, and then when you go toward the bottom, you kind of start at, you know, the very front of the bottom of the eyebrow. As you guys can see, I'm going back in and filling in the lines a little bit. I'm gonna go back in on the other side and I'm gonna start to fill in my eyebrows because naturally I like a slightly darker eye for picture purposes, of course, and just for that effect that, you know, as the day goes on, your makeup slightly wears a little bit. So you just want to make sure you have as much as possible on there, but not too much, like I said. Because remember, even though you may feel like you put too much tinter, you can always go back in with that brush and buff it out just to lighten it up in the areas where you want it. Your brush / buffer is your friend, okay guys? Use it as much as possible. It will help to lighten the eyebrow. A little trick that I use if I feel like my brush isn't doing the job or I've caked up too much tint onto the brush and it's not really lightening the areas I want it to, is just rinse your brush with water. You can even, I dampen my brush a little bit. Use some water, put it in the area which you want to lighten a little bit, and it will do the trick. Personally, I'm a perfectionist, guys, so I might take a little bit of time to get my eyebrows the way I want them. But understand something, try not to spend too much time on your eyebrows if you feel like they're not dark enough, because remember, you are applying a tinter. So after, you're going to go in with your concealer. So anything you feel like is too dark, you can always take it away or lighten it up with your concealer, guys. The reason you guys see me going back in with this is because I realized I buffed up my eyebrows too much and I took away the tint a little bit too much to the point where it was not as dark as I wanted it to be originally. So I just went back in a little bit. Try not to take too much time to do it, but like I said, I am a perfectionist. I'm gonna come back once I have my eyebrows exactly the way I want them. Okay guys, there's two strategies you can go with when applying on concealer. You can either directly apply the concealer with the spongy thing that comes with the concealer, or in my opinion, you can use an angled brush or just a flat brush in general. Flat brushes are the best to use whenever you are applying your concealer. So I'm gonna show you either one or two scenarios. It can go like this, or it will come out like this. You can do whichever one you feel most comfortable with. I would definitely suggest the one that I'm doing now because with the brush, it's easier to maneuver the concealer and also it's less on the brush. The brush soaks up the concealer. With the sponge, it just has more tacked onto the sponge and it will spread it more versus the brush. Okay guys, so you do see me swap out my brushes. Why? I wanted a brush that was slightly more flatter and thinner to help me get a more detailed eyebrow look that I was trying to go for. Like I said, I'm very meticulous about how my eyebrows are, so don't pay me any mind about swapping out my brushes. Continue to use the brush that you're using, but in fact, you can use smaller brushes if you think you won't mess it up. I would recommend you just keeping the brush that you're doing your eyebrows with. Ignore what I'm doing. Just follow the way in which I'm doing my eyebrows still. Picked my tinting brush back up, guys, because in fact I did cut into my line, my perfect line that which I created. So I did in fact go back in with my tinting brush just to neaten it up and get that line back together, get it together for the grows. Once you shape your eyebrows exactly the way you want them to look, just go in and close up the little gap by adding a little bit concealer. Some people don't, but I do personally. I think it finishes the look and just neatens anything up. Also, I have a slight blemish, aka dark spot, from where I had a pimple that of course I popped, and so I just add in a little concealer to cover that up in the middle. So the little key to making your concealer blend is to blend, and keep blending. Also, a little tip that I use, same thing with my brushes, add just a little bit of water just to dampen the beauty blender, and continue to blend until you see your skin tone is starting to match and the concealer is starting to blend in with your skin tone. Okay? Just neaten it up a little bit, of course, once again. Okay guys, since we're nearing the end of the video, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe once again. And don't forget to turn on your bell notifications so you can be notified when I upload my next video. Okay, thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Later.